Let's talk today about how to preserve your lemons and keep them as long as possible from the time you buy them to your event till after the event. Because, guys, waste is money out of your pocket, and the more waste we can eliminate, the more money you can make for your family. This is Mike, the Caesar of concessions. All right, all right. So, to me, this is vital for anyone in the lemonade business or any food business is eliminating waste to the best of your ability. And if you just do lemonades, it's even more important, right? So let's kind of get into this. All right, start with sizes. I get this question a lot. Like, we use 140s or 165s. It just depends on what they look like, the price point and all that. But what that means is if you got 140s, that's 140 in a box. If you have 165, that means there's 165 in a box. So the 165s are smaller than the 140s. It's up to you, your business model, and how you want to run it. No one can tell you what size is best for you. That is just up to you to determine. So when we get our lemons, okay, it's very important we inspect them in the box. Now, I know there's some people that buy them in a bag or whatever, but we buy ours in boxes from the city market here in Kansas City. And depending on the event, how many boxes we buy. It is vital that you check them in the box. Now, I know the more boxes you have, that can kind of be a tedious and boring process. And I've been guilty of being lazy from time to time and not inspecting them in the box. And of course, inevitably, there'll be some moldy ones at the bottom touching other lemons, right? So yeah, please don't be like me, like I've been lazy from time to time and not inspected all those lemons. So it's vital to eliminate waste from the get-go that you inspect all those lemons at the time of purchase. Now, once you get those lemons home, I highly recommend you get them out of that daggum cardboard box. I don't know if you've ever seen a video before of lemons being shipped, because right, they're shipped from Africa, Asia, South America, and there's bugs and rodent feces and all kinds of stuff, and the boxes get wet and this and that. Guys, keeping them in that box just to me is dirty. So we like to get them out of that. Even if you clean them and you put them back in that box, what's the point, right? So here's our process, okay? When we get them home, we take them out of the box, or we take them to our concession stands, wherever, because those act as a commissary as well. But I digress. We get those lemons out. We wash them in vinegar and water and dry them thoroughly. This is extremely important, to dry them thoroughly after washing, because what does mold and mildew and all that like? Moisture and light, right? We want to eliminate those two things. So we pull the lemons out, wash them in vinegar and water, and then dry them thoroughly. I've heard people say they use baking soda and water. I imagine that could work as well. Now, I've also seen people say they do bleach and water, which I can't recommend that, right? Washing them in bleach, but vinegar and water for us. And if you've ever seen the water after you've washed them, it's a good thing you've done. Now, I've seen people that don't even wash their lemons, and that, I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, they don't wash the lemons and they leave them in that cardboard box. Okay, well, whatever. But for us, we wash them and then we dry them thoroughly. And then after that, okay, we put them in a tub separate from the box. We take them out of the box, we throw the boxes away, and we put them in a tub. Why is that? Because we know the tub is clean. In good conscience, we know we are putting them in a clean receptacle. We don't know what's happened with those cardboard boxes, so we put them in a tub. And then after that, it's extremely important you keep them in a cool, dark environment. Now, we are fortunate that we have coolers and reach-ins at various locations, and we can stack them on top of each other in those coolers or reach-ins. If you don't have those, you can keep them in any kind of cool, dark place. Just keep them off the floor. But guys, it's so important they get transferred to the tub, out of the box, after they've been cleaned. Now, when you're at the event, it's important, again, that they're kept cool as possible, kept in the shade. And I know that can be hard when we're outside at events and the sun's beating down. We keep them in the tubs, and we pull out what we need for a time. Then we'll go back in, get some more, pull them out. And try to keep them in the tub, in the shade, as much as we can on the mobile side. Now, at our concession stands, it's not that big of a deal because we have coolers that we can keep them in, right? So there's that. Now, this mold spreads rapidly. So after the event, okay, when on our mobile side, we wipe the lemons down. Now, even the ones we haven't used, we dry them off again because the lemons will sweat, okay? The lemons will sweat as the heat comes in. So we wipe them all down, dry them off. If we don't do it at the event, we do it when we get back home or whatever, right? And then we put them back in the tubs. Wipe out the tub again, put them back in there. Because waste is a killer, so we treat these lemons with respect, and we don't want them, okay, to get moldy. Now, after the event, what do we do with the lemons? Well, it's pretty much what we do after we brought them home when we buy them. We don't rewash them again. We dry them off. We never, ever freeze them. Why don't we freeze them? Because after they thaw out, okay, they get bitter. And that has been our experience. I don't know, maybe your experience is different with your lemons, but we tried it once years ago. We froze them, and after they thawed, it was horrible. They're extremely bitter. I don't know what happens with the molecular structure of the lemon, why that happens, but it does. So again, once you get them back to your home, your commissary, or whatever, it's important that they're kept in a cool, dark place. And in the refrigerator or a cooler or whatever, we've had them last multiple weeks. Now, why is this important? What if you don't have an event, a lemonade event the next weekend? Sometimes we'll do lemonade at an event, and then the next weekend we'll do like hot dogs, nachos, pretzels, right? Because we already have lemonade vendors. And then maybe the next event we'll do snow cones or shaved ice or whatever. So for us, it's important, because we don't just do lemonade, that we can preserve these lemons. I think if you follow these steps, you will find that your lemons will last weeks upon weeks. My channel is sponsored by the one and only kettlecornmachine.com. They have the best lemonade and kettle corn equipment in the market. Give them a look and tell them the Caesar of Concessions sent you. This is Mike, the Caesar of Concessions, out.